Chapter 4. Is anyone still alive? America asked me. His voice was so serious. It was like we were on a battlefield. I hated it. Yes, Russia is alive, so we have to go back. I was kicking and pushing against him, but he continued walking. He carried me downstairs. No doubt he'd come from upstairs and hadn't found a thing. We caught up with Precia's group coming back from the main corridor and heading right. America set me down and I stumbled over to a wall. Italy, are you okay? France asked. Fine, I whispered. We haven't tried any of these doors yet. Why don't you do the honors? Precia said. He placed the key in my hand and pushed me towards the door. It fits? I breathed as the key slid in. It was only a simple twist and push before we were inside. It wasn't a laundry room like Precia had expected, but a library. Tall shelves lined with colorful books were the first thing I saw. There were 2 tables with books and papers scattered across them, and small oil lamps which had been lit for who knows how long. A flash of light came from the far corner of the library, and I ran towards it as fast as I could. I got there in time to see the monster disappear and England collapse. He was with Canada, who appeared completely unharmed. Who knew he was that strong? Iggy! America exclaimed. He sounded half concerned and half overjoyed. He rushed towards to help England up and said, Canada, what happened? Did it get you? His eyes frantically searched them both for any noticeable wounds. No, Canada said. But it was close. He used magic to save us. Oh good, nothing serious then, America said, flashing his hero smile. Nothing serious? England asked. Are you a complete moron? Or maybe you are just too blind to realize that we're in the house of bloody horrors. If that doesn't seem serious to you, then... England was cut off when he and Canada were pulled into a hug. I'm just glad you're okay, America said. He didn't say anything about what he'd seen. No doubt the blood on his lower half and the sword at my side spoke for themselves. All right, get off me now, England said, pushing America away. I swear his cheeks were red as he turned away. We should come up with a plan. Oh, Italy. How long have you been there? I frowned. Germany and Prussia are here too, I pointed out. Yes, well, we'll have to deal with this differently then. You should sit down, Candace suggested. He and America helped England to the table in the center of the library, and everyone else followed. I tried to sit down too, but was scorched by the cringing expressions France, Prussia, and England wore. This is important for you. Let's also me handle these guys while you look around a bit, Prussia said. See if you can find anything useful here. I nodded, sadly, and quickly remembered to smile. Of course, I said, giving my best won't let you down expression. I went to check the shelves while they started to talk. I flicked through books while they caught each other up on things. England had been able to magically unlock doors, which was how he wound up here. Canada had been hiding in a bathroom from the monster before he met up with England, and neither of them had found anything of use. America had been wandering the 4th floor and found a room with a keyhole in the wall, although it looked a little strange, like a normal key wouldn't fit there. Then he mentioned the massive blood spill on the 3rd floor, and everyone seemed to tense up. That's why Italy was attacked, Prussia whispered. I looked even harder through the books. Poor Italy, he's too fragile for this type of thing, France said. He's been through so much already, America exclaimed. Well, the best we can do is try to get him out of here. He won't fare well by himself, England said. I tried to drown them out. Did any of them realize I could hear them? Why did they all think I was so useless? They were constantly protecting me from their discussions, as well as from that monster, and always trying to make sure I was alright. They didn't pay as much attention to each other individually. Why was I the weak link? I skimmed across the books. They were old and dusty. The monster probably had no time for reading or cleaning, and it was easy to tell what had been read recently. I found a leather-bound book on the third shelf. I searched. It was the only book not covered in a layer of dust. At first, it looked like a Bible, and my thoughts wandered to Romano. Was he safe? Was he worrying about me? Was he going to miss me when I didn't come back? I should have called him before I went in. I smiled, thinking how he would scold me for getting hurt. I almost didn't mind being treated like a child when it was Romano doing it. I opened the cover slowly to find it wasn't a Bible at all. The writing was messy and the name written in the front cover was faded, so I couldn't read it. I realized this must be some kind of journal, maybe belonging to the owner of the house. I flipped onto the first page and saw a messy sketch of the monster that had been chasing him. I read this small paragraph beside the drawing, feeling sick when it was mentioned. The monster ate its victims. I sat down and leaned against the wall, flipping through the book and reading anything with a picture beside it. From the looks of it, the journal belonged to somebody previously trapped inside the mansion, who'd taken it upon themselves to document everything they'd seen. I flipped down only to find the writing stopped, almost 50 pages before the back cover. A message was scrawled there in messy black ink. I made it out. Finally, I did everything right. The book can no longer leave the mansion, so I am forced to leave it here. I should warn others of this place, and of the monster residing here, but without my journal, I'm afraid nobody will believe me. If others may be drawn here by my story, then it may be better to keep quiet. I will leave the journal here, and pray nobody ever reads its words again. I read the message twice, 3 times, and 4 times to make extra sure. I knew it held the key to our escape. I flipped through the book backwards until I saw something vaguely familiar. The piece of metal Rush had given me was drawn alongside a matching piece and an oddly shaped hole in the wall. Could have been the hole America was referring to. I started skimming through the pages, but only got halfway there before Germany was calling out to me. Italy, we're getting ready to leave. Don't tell me you've fallen asleep back there.
No, I haven't,
I called.
I've just been reading. Did you find anything interesting, Itza?
Prussia asked. I looked at the book to my hands and considered telling them not believe me, so I held my tongue.
Yeah, I found a Bible.
I lied.
It got me thinking about Romano and everyone else waiting for us out there.
Well, enough of that. We're getting ready to split up, Germany said. You're going with Prussia and France to check the 4th floor.
You aren't coming with us?
No. The rest of us are going to search the 1st floor. Perhaps it's something we skipped over the first time. I nodded obediently and went along with Prussia and France. They walked ahead of me and I scanned the journal for any pages about the 4th floor. 4th floor, 4th floor. We were there before I found anything. The floor was considerably smaller than the others. There was one door directly to the left of the landing, and the hall led off from there. We went through the closet doors, and Prussia got started searching every possible place for a key or a clue. France, on the other hand, seemed distracted by the obvious. "What is this lever?" he asked. He and I walked towards it and saw a plaque on the wall beside it. "Up is heaven, middle is earth, bottom is hell."
"Well, obviously we want to go to heaven,"
France said. He reached out for the lever, but I grabbed it first.
"No!"
I shouted.
"No more talk about heaven. Let's stay here grounded on earth."
I nudged the lever ever so slightly, and something clicked above us. The key fell from the roof and hit the ground right beside Prussia's foot.
"What'd you do?"
he asked France, who pointed at me.
"Wow, good work, Italy. Now, where do you think this key goes?"
"Well, what does it say?"
S. What kind of room could it be?
Swim room?
Franz suggested. Or study, he added. The key could have been labeled a whole lot better. Spring room in a haunted house like this? Prussia asked. What a dummy, Franz scolded. Well, if it is a study, then what is it? He barked. Prussia's expression became pensive. He sat on one of the beds and tapped his chin thoughtfully. We've got the first floor key, I said. So it can't be there. And other doors up here are already locked, so... Back to the first floor, Prussia declared. All of this back and forth is so tiring, Franz whined. Why couldn't we have gone to the haunted spa? That sounds terrifying, he whispered.